Your creativity is dead, and capitalism pulled the trigger. We've been told a lie that success equals likes or money. But what if your best work comes when success isn't your goal? This video will give you 3 ways to reconnect with your art when you don't have the pressure of success. I've been there before, chasing the algorithm, chasing clients. Ultimately, both of those things were doing a disservice to my art, to my practice. I was out of sync with myself because I wasn't connected to why I started making art in the first place, which is to express myself. Yes, my dream is to be an artist, a well-paid artist at that. Yes, my dream is to get awarded and to be recognized. I'm not going to shy from that. I'm not going to lie and say that's not what I want. But wanting that and letting that cloud your vision are 2 different things. While I was on that path, I was doubting my work. I was traveling the world posting amazing photos, but I was upset because I wasn't getting more than 100 likes on my posts. My work was beautiful, is valuable. But I didn't understand that. And instead, that led me to make art for the algorithm instead of making art for myself. And that's a mistake I spent too much time making. Or even worse, you don't post at all, and nobody gets to see your work. That's not a world we should be living in. Your work is valuable, your work deserves to be seen. Capitalism sells us a very sweet lie. It says that if your work isn't getting attention, and if it isn't making you money, then it's not valuable. If it's not valuable, then it's a waste of your time to make it. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Because when you think this way, you kill experimentation and you kill risk taking. Where would the art world be today if we didn't have impressionist painters taking a risk? Where would the art be today if Beyonce hadn't made a risk and dropped an album completely by surprise? You must always fuel and live by your artistic spirit. If you don't, you'll never make the work of art that you were put on here to make. The first thing we need to remember is that artists are meant to be radicals, we're meant to be risk takers. Artists speak truth to power. Artists create and bear the soul of the human experience. It's not always pretty, but it's what needs to be done. As an artist, you have a moral imperative to use your art to challenge, to explore, to explain, and to tear down the things that do not belong here, to tear down the things that do not serve your art or the people. Artists have always been revolutionaries, and we forget that on purpose. So remembering it is an act of defiance. The second thing you need to do is you need to measure joy, not likes. Your art is for you. It should inspire you and it should bring you joy. When you're creating for an algorithm, when you're creating for money, it's so easy to forget that. And if you have forgotten it, it is never too late to come back to yourself. It's never too late to return to your art. It's never too late to return to your work and see something that you think matters, that you think is really beautiful. So please track how your art makes you feel. Track if your art is telling the story you want to tell. Do not worry about how many likes it gets. Do not worry about if it's bringing a lot of money. I know that those are real concerns that we need to think about in today's age, where likes equals attention and attention equals resources. As an artist, it's never been more important to require resources than it really is today. I think it's possible to balance the desire for resources with the desire for success and not lose yourself in the process or not give up or abandon yourself in order to make off of Jeff Koons foolishness. Okay? You have a soul, your art should reflect that. The final thing you need to do, and I think it's the best way to really activate steps 1 and step 2, is to create a personal project. A project that's just for you, that goes out into the world, that says something that's not being said, that speaks to a part of your soul that is feeling unheard. Make work that the inside is begging to be let out. Ironically, when you make that kind of work, that is how you get the attention you desire. That is how you get the jobs, the well-paying jobs you desire, right? Because when people are touched and moved by your art, they'll be touched and moved to give you some money, okay? But if you're making soulless art just to get ahead in the rat race, then you should be making stuff with AI, okay? That's what AI is for. You are a human. You should be making art that moves you. So create a personal project. When art is free, artists are free. So please let me know in the comments, what piece of art do you make that's just for you?